All right, Mr. C. It's good to hear from you. Uh, I was very humbled and yet very grateful at the same time for the message you projected. This thought was on my mind all the time, but I figured that I'd write, and then what? I'd change all the names, totally, completely change it to fiction, or have some documentary quality that wasn't like Howard Cosell. So you see the dilemma that I'm in because I never wanted to write a fiction novel that would never ever sell. And so that was my original idea of keeping it very brutally honest. But I'm not going to do that anymore because you're right. Although Bob Rader, the basketball coach, was 1,000% guilty, Leanne was not. Leanne Kaufman was not. Karen was not responsible for her alcoholic parents and the abuse they laid on her. You were not responsible. And so I humbly ask you a question. How do I write this thing? I have been gifted to have this incredible savant memory and a degree in investigative reporting and 30 years experience in writing. So what do I do with these talents that would honor God and honor man too? I don't know. I don't. I thought of making everything paralleled in that I would not say Berea High, I would say a high on the southwest side of Cleveland, big public high school in the south. That you have a number of different high schools that it could be. But please tell me, Trent, as your best friend, as a great friend anyway, I consider you my best friend. Please tell me how to walk this line. So now I'll move to your letter. I appreciate your thoughtful comments regarding Jock Itch. Brought about a quiet reflection. Yeah, it did. It shut the whole thing down, and I finally caught up in my sleep. Words do matter and can cut like the punch to the cheekbones. How about words to guilty people? That's my question. How about words to guilty people who have never repented and who deserve to be singled out? That's like saying, well, we'll let the Nazis go because it was 75 years ago. And we'll let all these assholes go. And assholes, I include Eisenhower High School primarily, because Berea was just awful for me too, without ever having held them accountable. And please help me walk this fine line. As a teenager, I'd say, quietly forgive them, Father. You did not. As I waited a spear, I am not questioning your abuse. Your Christ-like abuse is not. I suggest you see the movie, the portrayal of Christ by the latest movie, what is it? The Honor of the Christ, the Cross of the Christ. I suggest you see that. That my mother was more vocal. See, your mother's gone now, and what do you do with that fact, or the fact that your father did nothing? It's not my business, and I would never dream of writing about it. But there's got to be some reconciliation in your own mind. She was clueless about 1970s Berea and the rampant drug. Well, she came from Newcomerstown, a little tiny town that you look the other way, and you can't do that. I hope people eventually transform themselves. That's my question. Does anybody transform themselves without being accountable? Now, I'm not trying to deliberately hurt you in any way with these questions. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, and I'm hoping that you will present the other side of how to do this. I hope never to cross paths with any of them again unless they offer a sincere apology. And I won't hold my breath waiting for that. No, they were never held accountable. Sportscaster Howard Cosell, in his memoir, I remember this. I remember this on air, and the other sportscaster couldn't comprehend it. People were stunned, and he lived out his life a bitter and lonely man. Don't be Howard Cosell Part 2. I'm not. Howard Cosell, look at that monkey go! What a horrible thing. Scratch that from the record. It was a horrible racist thing that he said. I appreciate your apology, but will Leanne, Karen, and other women hopefully have outgrown their adolescent conduct? I'm only talking potentially talking about their contact directly related to me. And it's not my job to make them outgrow their conduct directed to others. May you consider putting your pen down for a few minutes. And I did. I just got up, 4 p.m., the deepest sleep I've had in a month. So I've done that. And I can't come up with a solution other than to fictionalize everything. And that's depressing to me as a journalist. So thanks for the thoughts, and please add any more you have. Your friend, Sean. Bye-bye.